Hello guys, what's up? Here we are today with a predictions video. It's quite early though, so I'm not gonna go and say, these are really good predictions, but if I get these right, you gotta tell me I'm a genius, alright? So what we're gonna do today, basically, in a sum up, we're gonna do a predictions video for 1920, the 1920 Premier League. And we're going to do this in two parts. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to do basically a pre-transfer window, even though the transfer window technically is already activated, but there's been no major signings or, what is it called? What's it on the top of my head? I'm trying to get it. Leaving. Just, departures. So, we still don't know, and this is why I have a part two, we still don't know who's going to win the championship playoff. So I have two separate predictions to the two finalists, which are Derby County and Aston Villa. So I'm going to make the second prediction, the second part, will be probably in August, probably after the first Premier League game. That'll be when I have it, when all the transfers go through. Alright, so let's go to the Premier League table, and this is with Derby County. First place, this is going to be hard for a lot of people. Manchester City. I think they just have the quality. I don't see another. I think Liverpool will chase them just as much next year than they did this year. So I think it's going to be close again, because the quality between the two Liverpool and Manchester teams is unreal compared to the other top six teams. So I think Manchester City is a safe pick. And whatever transfers they get, which it will depend on financial fair play, and that might depend on if they get first place or not. And that's why I have a part two. So I feel right now Manchester City have a real safe place in getting first place for the third time in a row in the Premier League, which is quite impressive. It's like Manchester United. Second place, undoubtedly, is Liverpool. Liverpool is just, it's such a good team, with Van Dijk in the back, with Mo Salah, Firmino, and Mane on the wings, and Henderson always working hard for the team, and a bunch of other midfielders like Fabinho, Keita, Wijnaldum. It's just such a good team. You shouldn't doubt that. And they can only get better. I forgot about Shaqiri on the bench. Yeah, he barely gets starts, and he still does fantastic. He got that free kick, which really shouldn't have been awarded, but it doesn't matter, against Newcastle, and lifted it into Origi. Again, another great player. Third place is very hard. It's very, very hard. And this is why I have a part two, too. I've said this 4 times already, but bear with me, alright? Tottenham, alright? They made the Champions League final, alright? They're probably gonna spend a penny this summer, so, and if they keep, what's his face? Pochettino, if they keep him, I don't see any doubt that they can not get third. It's just that they have so much quality in their team, and they have such a good coach. If they don't keep Pochettino, that might be a game changer right there. Pochettino just knows how to use his team right. I almost spoiled it. Fourth place is Arsenal. Now I think this is very hard on a lot of people, but Arsenal they have a really good coach in Unai Emery. One, they have a really good youth. Guendouzi, Torreira, yeah, I think so. They need a lot of help in the defensive department. They have the only good defenders on their team is Socrates and Wan-Bissaka. Other than that, Mustafi's crap. He just never works for the team. He makes some good tackles, but other than that, he does nothing for the team. benefiting the team. Lichtsteiner should go out. He should retire. Monreal is not. He's, the team just needs a rebuild in the back. I think going forward, Ozil is very, very, very inconsistent. I think he should get a transfer out. But he's not their priority right now. I think they have bigger problems like, what's his name? Iwobi. Now, he's young, but he's not as good. And Iwobi and, what's his face? I keep saying that a lot, too. Danny Welbeck. They need to get rid of a lot of people. And I think that is going to be the difference maker, if they do it or not. And if the coach, Unai Emery, uses the team and makes some good signings this summer. Right now, I feel like before all the signings, I think Arsenal can go and pip the 5th place team that I'm going to put in there. 5th place, Manchester United. Again, I just said, I think it's going to be very close. Manchester United, I have faith in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer that he's going to get some really good signings this summer. If he doesn't, I can see them getting a 6th or 7th place finish next season. Manchester United right now are in a terrible position. They don't even deserve to be in 6th place. I feel like they should be in 8th this season, and they just deserve that much. But I cannot see a Champions League spot for them right now. I think it'll be close. But right now, if they get Koulibaly, probably he can have the Van Dijk effect, and they could go to 4th or even 3rd if Tottenham does not sign anyone or doesn't sign anyone influential in the squad, and they get rid of Pochettino. But that's another story. 6th place, and it's going to be a shocker to a lot of people, but I think right now I can understand it, and I think other people can too. Chelsea. Chelsea is a very bad place to go to right now, I feel. Chelsea's going to lose Hazard. They might lose Azpilicueta because he's not been super good. Marcus Alonso is very inconsistent. He does nothing on defense. Like, nothing productive. All right, this season. He scores some goals, yes. That's all he does. Conte's played out of position. Jorginho is just decent. Pulisic might do a little bit of wonder, and Hudson-Odoi will be out till like September this year. So I don't see Chelsea. I think Chelsea right now, before the transfer window, is a very hard place. And if they have the transfer bans, 6th place. I can see them focusing more on the Champions League than in the Premier League right now. I think 6th place is where I'm confident in. 7th place, it's going to be hard, very hard, because it's between 2 really good teams this season. Leicester. I'm going with Leicester for the Europa League qualification spot. I think they've played really well at the end of the season, and I think if they sign Tielemans with his buyout clause, I think Leicester could be a really good threat to Chelsea. I think could go to the final month right now that I'm thinking. I just see that in Leicester. They have a really good youth. I think they need a little, like, they need to sign a defender because I think they're going to get rid of Maguire, and they're going to have to, like, rely on their captain, Wes Morgan, and I don't think that's going to be a really good idea because Wes Morgan's like 34 or 35 or 33, I forgot. And I think Leicester is a safe choice. 8th place is Wolves. Now, a lot of people can argue that they can get 7th place again, or even 6th place. But I have that feeling that the second season fever will get to them. I think the problem is that they might lose Ruben Neves. They might. Their coach is amazing. I forgot his name, and I'm not gonna. I'm just going with the limited knowledge that I have. I've gone through the transfers and potential transfers and all that. I haven't gone through the coaches and stuff like that. But that's another point. Wolves just seem like a really good team, but I just don't think they're going to do as good the next season. Even if they lose Ruben Neves, he could be the decider if they go in 7th or 8th. And that's why I have. So 9th place, Everton. Everton look really good in one game, and then they look really bad in another game. And I think that's their story right now. And I think it's a very sad story for a couple fans. But they have a decent coach. They have decent all-around players. I think they have a really good squad, really. I think they could really push to 7th or even 6th. They have that potential. But I think they just will, do the same as they did last season. 9th place, Everton. 10th place, West Ham. West Ham again. Same story with Everton. They're up. They're on the up. They go again, win or draw against like a Chelsea or something like that, and then they go lose to Bournemouth. Like, it's insane. So I don't know what to say about them. If they get a couple good signings this summer, I can see them going to a 9th place or even an 8th place if Wolves have a bad season. But I don't see that from Wolves either. 11th place, Newcastle. Newcastle, the thing is with Newcastle, with Rafa Benitez at the helm, if he stays there, which I think he is, guaranteed, the team is done so well for the transfer budget that they've been given. And I think if Rafa Benitez is given like $80 million or $100 million to spend on youth or really good players this summer, I think they could just go. They could even crack. They could probably even get 9th place. But I'm giving them a kind of a harsh decision in my opinion. But I think it's the logical decision. 12th place, Watford. They had a great beginning season, and I think they had a really good middle season through in the Premier League, but they had a terrible finish. And I think that is what's going to happen to them. They're either going to have a really good beginning or a really good end. And it's going to decide whether they get 12th or 9th or 17th. I think that's where it's going to go. I think 12th is a very fair place. And it depends what the transfer window does to the team. They might lose Deulofeu, which I don't believe because I just haven't heard any rumors. 13th place. A little harsh on this team too. Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, again, they had a really good season. A really good end to their season. But I don't see them punching it like they did this season. I don't see it. If they have a really good transfer window and get some really good defenders, I think, yes. And if they lose Wilfried Zaha, they just are a very attacking team, just stats-wise, I think. I haven't watched a lot of games from them, but they're a very attacking, reliant team. And if they lose their best attackers like Batshuayi and Wilfried Zaha, they're going to have a lot of trouble getting those goals. So I think Crystal Palace, and then they have that one defender, what's his name? Sorry about that. I forgot his name. I'll think of it later, alright? I'll probably put it in a caption or something like that. Or I'll just cut it down. You never know. So Crystal Palace, yes, I think 13th is a normal place for them. 14th, Bournemouth. They're the definition of either they're just decent or average or below average, just a little below, like a C, C minus, C plus, maybe a B minus at the best. So I think that's the best that they're gonna get. Bournemouth. They need some defensive signings. I think they're a young side. I think yes, they have a very young young squad, but I don't see the quality there. I cannot say that. So, 15th place, Norwich. Norwich, they had such a good championship side, and I think if they have a good transfer budget, unlike Fulham, I think they can do something with their money. And I don't think they're going to go and bomb the league, like go really high or really go low into the relegation zone. But I think they're going to fit like a normal, like, Bournemouth side. And I think they can go and push up more. They could be like a Wolves later. But the transfer window hasn't begun yet. I haven't seen a lot of good potential transfers for them. But right now, I think with their quality, I think they can get 15th. 16th, Derby County. So this is, of course, the prediction with Derby County. So Derby County is obviously in it. Derby County has a really good youth in the attack, and I think in defense too. I haven't seen that. I've only seen like one game of them. And with Frank Lampard at the helm, he's very unpredictable right now because he's a new manager. But I'm going to give it to him right now, but I'm scared that he could bomb it like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer with Cardiff and just go relegate, So I'm going to go with 16th, and I think it's a safe bet right now. I haven't seen a lot of potential signings for them yet either, so 16th, and they have that youth that are going to make them punch. They could be another Wolves. That could be another, potential thing, but it's Frank Lampard that is pulling me off of the Wolves hype. 17th, Burnley. The thing about Burnley is that they had terrible form at the end of the season, and it just leaves me to think they're either going to have a really good beginning or a really good end, just like Watford. And they have the quality, but they don't have that budget, and their coach is very good and very bad at times. Burnley, I think the 15th to 17th area is where they rule. It's where they rule. I don't see them being relegated. I just don't see that happening. 18th, Brighton. This is harsh on Brighton because they barely stayed up, but I think their coach got sacked. So, right now, at this point, it's unpredictable. But I don't see them signing a $20 million person like they did last year with, I forgot his name. He's really long. And I don't even think he got a goal, or he had one goal, and that was it. And, I don't see that happening again. So, Brighton, I think they're going to go down with a very big fight at 18th. Same for Southampton. Southampton have just looked very depressing from a fan point of view of Southampton. I'm not a Southampton fan, but I think if I was a fan, I think they've lost all of their youth, all of their good youth. They only have a handful of good players now, and I don't think they're gonna stay up. I think it's gonna be very close between 17th and 19th, but I don't think they're gonna stay up. 20th. This is hard because I took a lot of consideration in it and a lot of research. But Sheffield Wednesday, I don't see anything super promising about them, even if they finish second in the championship. I haven't seen a lot of potential good potential signings for them. I don't know how good their coach is. So this is coming from a weak perspective. But I don't see them surviving in the Premier League this season. They're the only side from the championship I think they won't survive. Guaranteed. So Sheffield Wednesday is going to be in the bottom. Okay, so this is the predictions with Aston Villa. So it's all the same. It's the same till we come to 16th with Burnley. Burnley is going to be 16th in this because I think Burnley can do a little bit better with Aston Villa. Aston Villa is another one of those teams where I don't know much about, but I think Burnley could do better than them. And I think that's how they're going to get 16th. But I think it's going to be very close. 17th, Aston Villa. I think they'll stay up. They'll be just fine. But I think it'll be very close still. I think Aston Villa, right now, they're reliant on their attack. I haven't seen much with their defense. I could be just talking crap. But, 18th, Brighton. Brighton again, I'm keeping it right there. Southampton, 19th. And 20th, Sheffield Wednesday. I think that's how it's going to go. That's my Premier League table. I will show you it on the camera. And that's how I think it's going to go. Please like, subscribe, and see you later. Peace.